Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina and today is a spooky story video. So the spooky story series is a series that I do on the 13th of every month where I sit down, do my makeup, and I tell you guys a spooky ghost story. I am personally very into paranormal TV shows, paranormal movies, books, anything that has to do with ghosts. I am into. I like it. Or spooky things like demons, things of that nature. I enjoy it. So I know this is not for everyone, but I know a lot of you guys also enjoy these and I have a lot of fun making these. It gives me something different to do every month, which honestly for me, I don't know about you guys, but I get really bored really easily. So I enjoy having something different to do throughout the month. And today's spooky story is definitely interesting. It's a little strange, kind of kooky, but I'm into it. So today I'm gonna be telling you a fun spooky story. Sit down, get comfortable, grab a snack, you guys, grab a drink. What are you guys drinking? I am drinking water that I apparently forgot in my kitchen. I'm gonna have to go grab that real quick. All right, back. I have my water. You can hear the jingle jangling of ice in there. I like my water nice and cold. And I have a new sticker. I know if you come to my streams on Twitch, you've seen this, but I have a little Animal Crossing sticker, which I love. But yep, I have my water. So you guys grab your drink, grab your snack, let's go. All right, so now that you guys are nice and close, I have done my eyebrows because I can't think and do my eyebrows ever. And I have my SPF on, but otherwise that's all I have. If you're interested in what makeup I'm using, it will be all down in the description. So just check there if there's something that I use that you are curious about. It will all be down there. Otherwise, let's just go ahead and start telling the spooky tale. So like I said, this one is a little kooky. You guys have already read the title, so you already know that it's kooky because this is about a haunted tree. Bet you didn't know trees could be spooky. Neither did I until I started researching stuff and I came across this. I was trying to research something else, but I couldn't find enough information on it to do a full video on. So I was just looking around for other like urban legends and stuff and other spooky tales, and I came across this one and I was like, a spooky tree? A spooky tree? We're talking about a spooky tree. But yes, we're talking about a spooky tree. The spooky tree is in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. Do any of you guys live near New Jersey? I know I have friends that live in New Jersey, but do any of you guys live near Basking Ridge? Let me know. Have you been to this spooky tree? Also let me know. It has an entire Google review page, by the way, and the reviews are just beautiful. There's one in particular that says,
"Very cool because I never knew trees could kill people."
And I don't know why, but I literally cackled. But in case you're curious about the reviews on Google, it has 4.3 stars out of 5, so great reviews. It must be a pretty cool place. But the name of this tree is called the Devil Tree. So this is the Devil Tree of Basking Ridge in New Jersey, and it has an interesting history. If that Google review can give you any sort of insight to anything, is it's apparently a cursed tree that will also curse you in return. There's lots of urban legends around it. It's like a local hotspot for people to go and test their courage. I just finished watching the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, so it just reminds me of that, where you had to go to the bridge and, you know, test your courage. Have you guys watched that? It's a great anime. Off topic completely though, but I highly recommend it. It's like a local hotspot to go in case you want to, you know, show off that you're brave and scared. You ain't scared of no tree, you know? So the Devil's Tree is just this solitary tree. It stands amongst like other brush, so it's not like in a field or anything. There's like other trees around it, but it's this like huge solitary oak tree for the most part that's just like surrounded by brush and everything. I mean, as far as trees can be, like it does look kind of like spooky and sinister. It's just like this ominous presence in a field. It's not like the trees from the Wizard of Oz, so like it doesn't look like it's gonna throw anything at you, and you know, I have not found any accounts that it actually speaks to you. It seems like the Devil Tree is also one of those local legends that, like, depending on who you talk to, you're gonna get a different version of stories that come from it. So I found like a bunch of compilations in some of the articles that I'll have linked for you guys down in the description. There's one, I'll probably go through most of the stories that are told on it, but there's like a ton of stories of people having different experiences with this tree. So it just seems like one of those things that like depends on who you are, who are you with, what happened while you were there. Different things seem to happen. And like many of my ghost stories that I've told you guys, Basking Ridge claims that this tree is the most haunted location in New Jersey. And isn't there also like the Jersey Devil and all of that? New Jersey, what's going on? So one of the local legends for this tree is that in the 1920s, someone cursed it Some people say it was the KKK. Apparently the KKK is huge in this area, and a lot of the like unfortunate things that are tied to this tree are therefore tied to the KKK, which not cool, man, not cool. But apparently the KKK was really prominent in the area and used this tree for nefarious things, which I won't mention because trigger warning, they're not pleasant at all, as we all basically know. Especially if you're an American, you know the things that the KKK still does to this day, and so not gonna mention the things, but apparently they used this tree for a lot of their like meetings and used it for, you know, their clan activities basically. They say that because of this, all of the, you know, unfortunate things that happened around this tree and all of the misery that also happened around this tree is what caused it to be cursed. So it's only been cursed since the 1920s, which I now realize is 100 years ago, which blows my mind. I don't know why. I was telling my husband this the other day. Sometimes I think about like the early 1900s and I'm like, oh, it wasn't that long ago. Because like my great grandmother, who I knew growing up, was born in 1904. So like I always think, well, I knew her, so it couldn't have been that long ago. 1920 was 100 years ago. Where the heck have I been? There's also rumors that it's not just the tree. There's actually a farmhouse located close to the DoubleTree, and they say that a lot of things happened at this farmhouse. There's actually a documentary on this that was really good, and they went through the farmhouse and they explored the area around the tree. I will link that down in the description for you guys as well. I have not watched the full thing, but I did see some of it, because they did a whole paranormal investigation inside the farmhouse. So if you are interested in knowing more about that, I will link that down below as well. But apparently a lot of things happened at this farmhouse as well that they think linked to the land being cursed. But otherwise, from what I could see, that was really the origin story of this tree, and then it just kind of took on a life of its own entirely. Pun intended, seeing that it's a tree and it has a life of its own. But a lot of people end up saying that because awful things happened on the land and the surrounding land, death and sadness, you know, permeated the hillside, basically. They say that because of this, this is now a portal to hell. This tree, and a lot of people believe this, they truly believe that this place is haunted and cursed, and that spending any time here will actually cause you to have such bad luck, is the best way to put it. Whether you're a believer in luck or fate or whatever it is, they believe that spending any time at this tree, you are just asking for trouble at this point. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, interesting, this tree is apparently haunted on, you know, sad land, cursed sad land, because of the KKK, and supposedly anything bad that also happened in the 1920s is now linked to this tree, therefore causing a portal to hell. But like, what are people saying? Like, has anything really happened at this tree, or is it all just hearsay? In 2012, the publisher Weird New Jersey published an article on this, and it seems to have gained a lot more notoriety since then. But before then, people were still talking about it and claiming that if you went to this tree and you tried to cut it down, it would not be, you can't cut it down, which is why it still stands. There was like no way to remove the tree, that it's just cursed and locked into place, almost as if it's like locked into time. Therefore, people were like, oh, well, that's what proves that it's a portal to hell, you know, it's not of this earth anymore. And if you go to the tree, like, the tree is easily accessible, by the way. Like, some articles gave directions to go visit this tree, which I thought was wild. But you can go visit this tree and you can see on the trunk of this tree areas where people have legit tried to cut it down, and clearly the tree is still there. So they have been very unsuccessful in this. So people are like, well, how is that possible? Any tree can be felled, right? Like, you can knock down any tree. What is stopping this tree from actually being knocked down? A lot of other claims are that it can't be felled because there is a sential guard guarding it, a demon guard rather, so you can't fell it because, again, people believe that it is a portal to hell, so better not knock down my door. That's what these demons are saying. A lot of people claim that there's a sential god, basically, or a demon. I would assume it was a demon guarding it, if anything's guarding it. And apparently, if you drive down that road outside of the DoubleTree at night, a pickup truck will follow you to make sure that you end up leaving the area. But if you don't end up leaving the area, they claim that the truck will follow you all the way home. and then you'll never be heard from again. I didn't know demons could drive, but apparently they drive pickup trucks. Watch out. Not only is Devil Tree in this area, there's also something else they call the Heat Rock, which is apparently a rock located near Devil Tree that burns very warm. Like you can put your hand on it, and at all times of the year, it is warm. And that's like another thing that is claimed about the Devil Tree as well, is that the entire area around the tree is always a few degrees warmer than it is anywhere else. I saw multiple stories of people saying that they would go to the Devil Tree in the dead of winter where there's a blanket of snow on everything. And they would arrive at the Devil Tree and there would be no snow around that tree at all. There would be just nothing, as if it was being like melted away within like a 10-foot radius of the tree, while every other tree in the area also has snow underneath it and on top of it. Not the Devil Tree though. She burns hot. So again, it just kind of furthers this like local feeling that this is a portal into hell. It burns warm because the heat from hell is just coming from it, and don't go there. There's also other claims if you are brave enough to go up and touch the tree that it will be hot to the touch, but also if you listen and you put your ear up to the bark of the tree, you're gonna hear children laughing and screaming. I now have fear of trees. What the heck? This would not be a place I would generally go, but like I said, a lot of people go to test their courage, and there's tons of stories, and it depends on like who you run into, what kind of story they end up telling you, or some experience they'll be different from someone else's. So it really just depends on, you know, who you talk to. But basically everyone who goes says that they have some sort of experience there, whether it's completely creepy or not. So one of the big things that I kept seeing in doing research was to not make the tree angry. And again, you're probably wondering, it's a tree. How do you not make a tree angry? Well, like I said before, the tree cannot be felled, so don't try and cut it down. They say that anyone who has tried to cut down the tree has always ended up meeting some untimely demise because they tried to cut down the tree. And they didn't even successfully fell the tree, as I had said. They just aren't successful. So they say to not even try, to do nothing that would cause a disturbance to this tree, because it has a mind of its own and you'll regret it, basically. So another thing, not only should you not fell the tree or try to fell the tree, there is also an entire thread of stories that say to not mock the tree in any way or disrespect the tree by peeing on it. So this tree is not your bathroom, okay? Children, you wild heathens. At one point, there was a lot of people who were trying to, you know, see what this tree could do. And there's a story about some young kids who decide that they're gonna go test the tree one night. And they're doing, you know, as young kids do, you know, you test the waters when you're young just to see if you can. And that's what these kids were doing. It's also, you know, you're trying to impress your friends, you're trying to be cool, you know, you're trying to fit in. So this group of kids goes out, high school students, and they're mocking the tree first of all, and trying to just taunt the tree into doing something, you know? One of the kids decides that this is, you know, we're doing nothing. How about I do the ultimate disrespect to this tree? How about I use it as a bathroom? Normally I would, you know, say it's fine to pee in nature. But I would not even if I didn't believe that this tree could do anything, I would not test this. This is like my theory with the Ouija board. It's probably not real, but like, why would I ever want to risk it? You know? Is it really worth it in the end? I'll just hold my bladder, thanks. So this kid relieves himself on the tree, basically turns around, mocks his friends because nothing really happened. He was like, see, told you, nothing happened. This tree is powerless. You guys are just a bunch of chickens. So him and his friends, you know, decide that was enough. His friends are honestly pretty freaked out at this point though, because they weren't gonna be dumb enough to pee on a tree, even if they were just, you know, jesting the whole time. They're kind of like me. They were like, not gonna test it, but you do you. So the kids all leave at this point, and they're driving down the road, and they all start feeling a little weird. Almost as if something is watching them or following them. And so they're driving, still feeling really weird, and then all of a sudden the kid who's driving, his gas pedal gets stuck, and they're going. and they're going without being able to stop because now the brakes also don't work. Was it worth it to pee on the tree now? Luckily, the kid driving was pretty quick on their feet and was unable to stop the car in any way, but did still maintain control of the steering wheel. They turned it and the car skidded into a ditch on the side. The car was damaged and basically totaled, but all of the kids were fine inside. When people questioned the kids on what happened, why did you total your car, basically, why are you driving off the road? They claimed that not only were they feeling uneasy, like I had stated, that they felt like someone was following me. One of the boys actually did end up confessing that he could have swore he saw a pickup truck following them right before their gas pedals started going crazy and their brakes stopped working. They claimed they did see a pickup truck for just a second, but were unsure of anything, so they just didn't say anything beforehand. But they claimed that they were being followed by a pickup truck. Is it the guard of the tree who was very upset with you? Maybe. So after those kids explored and the news had spread around the town about what had happened, some, other people decided, oh, whatever, they're just making stuff up. Let's go also check this out for ourselves. And they claimed that when they went up to the devil's tree, there was a huge black char mark where the boy had basically relieved himself. And it was like the tree had rebelled against his urine. Gross, if you ask me. A little weird. The tree rebelling against and healing itself and protecting itself from any further damage, because it's super important to keep the tree in good condition for, entry in and out of hell. So clearly the tree is almost a sentient being in its own that's healing itself and protecting itself. I didn't see any more information on if that kid ever had anything awful happen after that, because it did say that if you tried to cut down the tree that you were basically met with awful fate, but maybe they thought crashing the car and getting some minor injuries was enough payment for what he had done. But a lot of other people were not so lucky with this tree, apparently. And that, guys, is the story of the devil tree. Do you guys think it's haunted? Do you think it's a portal to hell? I don't know. If I was a braver person who wasn't extremely superstitious, I would almost be inclined this year to do a spooky story series where we go to locations, but I also don't have the budget for that. There's no funding here. I would be interested to go to this tree to see if I can find that freaking pickup truck and see if the tree is actually warm. I want to know. I want to know. Throw some snow at it, see if anything happens. What do you guys think? Are you now spooked of trees? Are you gonna be wary of some trees out there now? Watch out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this spooky story today. Like I said, I upload these on the 13th of every month, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss these when they do go up, just in case you don't remember. But yeah, these go up on the 13th of every month. I really enjoy them. I hope you guys are as well. Definitely hit that like button so I know that you guys are enjoying these. And remember, guys, there is always spooks to be found. And I hope that means I see all of you in my next video. Bye.